and welcome once again to BookNews Podcast. My name is Virginia Thuku, and with us we have Gabriel Dinda, the CEO of Writers Guild at the Nairobi International Book Fair. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you very much, Virginia, and the team here. I'm very glad and happy to join you and to be part of this.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming and for honoring our invitation. Now, I know you wear many hats. You are an author, you are the CEO of Writers Guild, you are a teacher. I don't know where you want us to start. Which one do we start with? Which one is a low-hanging fruit?
I would suggest that we start from the love that connects all this.
Okay, let's get into it.
And that is writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a writer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tell us more about your writing and what you have done to date. I see you have one of your books here.
Yeah.
Questions of My Youth Reflections. I know you have much more. But here you say, I'm a very troubled man.
Yes.
Tell us more about why that was it and how it came to be a book.
Okay. Well done. So for me, my writing, in my view, and this I came to learn only in looking back. When I look back, for all this time, all the time I've been, for as long as I can remember, I've used writing as a way to communicate, one of the channels to communicate. Yeah. So ordinarily, way earlier, even in high school, when I get excited about something, I would set aside time and write about it. And that would also apply to other heartbreaks and sad moments and anything that is memorable that happens. So this was the case, and even when I was in campus, this was still the case. And then divinely, and I call it divinely, I got connected to other people also who are not using writing for anything else other than just writing.
Yeah.
And then so now we decided to come together and then support each other and help each other to grow. And now try to answer the next question. What next with this writing, this skill that I have? So that is what then led to the founding of Writers Guild Kenya in 2014 as Writers Guild, but as a setup of supporting writers in 2012 in different forms. Yeah, to try and make sense out of this skill that we consider very noble.
Yeah.
Writing skill, we consider it very noble and something that people can use to champion a cause, communicate something that needs to be heard. Yeah, so that was the beginning of even all these things that now we talk about, of what I've written. I've not written as much as I wish to have, but I have a writing routine where I write every other day, in different channels and in different platforms. So my writing also has grown with time. Mostly when I started, I was writing just news-related things. If something happens, like now we have the book fair, sooner or later I'll write something about the book fair.
Okay.
I started from that, but then sooner or later I got to a point where now I started what I would call reflective writing, where I sit and I look at something and I wonder whether it should be like that. Or I think of a suggestion or a solution in my mind and I write it out. I voice it out through writing. So that is partly what led to the book that is in front of you, Questions of My Youth. I was just trying to reflect on the reality of young people and some of the questions that we have or questions that we need to ask. And then in 2016, I took part in a project that led to publishing of a book called Questions of My Youth. Youth Unemployment in Kenya, a Ticking Time Bomb, which in a way predicted that if the youth are not productively engaged, they are educated, they are a bit hopeless, then sooner or later they will blow up. And I think in a way that prediction has come to pass. Yeah, so mostly my writing is relating to the youth, relating to philosophy, because I teach philosophy and ethics at Strathmore University, what you alluded to earlier. And so I look at life from that end. But most of all, I would say the the summary of everything that I engage in is to help people to think more and to reflect more and hopefully to be better in whatever they do or undertake.
Okay. Now that you've written on various aspects and reflections, is there anything coming up, something hot?
Well, whether it is hot or cold may be determined by the thermometer.
All right.
But so right now I'm working on 2 projects. From academically, I'm working very hard to finish my PhD.
Okay.
I'm doing PhD in climate change and adaptation.
Okay.
And I'm trying to look at how young people, how the activism that is done by young people can be more effective. So right now, most of my focus is around that.
Okay.
And even most of my writing is offshoot of the research that I'm doing or the literature that I'm interacting with around that. But also, I'm writing a book. Right this year, Writers Guild, we celebrated 10 years of Writers Guild.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Our first event ever was on 16th June 2014.
Okay.
And so on 8th June 2024, we celebrated 10 years. So I've been challenged, and I think it is worth it to write the journey of Writers Guild or the journey that we have traveled in Writers Guild. Today I can dare you that you can walk through, I would say 75% of these stands here at the book fair. And every stand you go to, you will most likely find someone who either has a history with Writers Guild, they've been a member, or is currently a member, but it's a product of Writers Guild. Or so that is a journey that we are very proud of, that we want to document. So I'm writing that book now. And it's called The Journey. The title could change, but the working title is The Journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is what we are working on now, but it will not be ready within these 10 years. It will within this year.
Okay.
It will be ready next year. Yeah, so when it will be ready, you will be the first to know.
Thank you so much. And now that you're celebrating 10 years, maybe someone is wondering, what is Writers Guild? Yeah, maybe you could expound on that and tell us more and how people can join.
Yeah. Writers Guild is an incubation center for writers.
Okay.
In a simple way, we say that you come to Writers Guild as a chicken, you are incubated to hatch, and you are supported to support your chicks, and you leave, if at all you do, you leave when you are a fully fledged chicken, so to say. So Writers Guild is we look at it as a mentorship machine for writers and readers. It is a platform where you come in, regardless of whichever stage of writing you are, either potential writer, you are thinking that I can write, I have these ideas that I need to translate into writing. If you are at that point, you are a potential writer. You've written something, you have a manuscript, or you have contributed to some work in the publishing or in the media, you've written something, but you'd still want to learn more skills and be better.
Yeah.
Or you've published a book which you're proud of, but you maybe written non-fiction work, but there is possibilities that you can write much more.
Yes.
So you require some kind of support and guidance and mentorship and to network with other people. Or you're an accomplished writer, in your own words. You are accomplished, you've written for long, you're a veteran writer. All these people belong in Writers Guild, so we ask you to be a member. If you're a veteran writer, you join as a Tunza member of Writers Guild, so you become a mentor. But also not just a one-way mentor. You are a mentor, but also you are, these other members are also helping you to keep up to date with your writing. Potential writers join as beginners. Those who've written and published join as intermediates.
Okay.
Then those who've written but would still want to just be in the writing community join as associate members. So this is a membership body that trains, mentors, grows and supports writers and readers. Our wish is that we can inculcate the culture of lifelong learning and we can encourage people to tell their stories. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have new events? People can talk, or seminars, people can talk about their books.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, when we started from that actually in Kenyatta University. Our signature, what people knew us for, was something called Ecclesia, Writers Guild Ecclesia,
All right.
which was, we would meet every Tuesday, just bring writers, publishers, editors, we just bring everyone in a room, and then guided by some kind of a talking point, we interact, we talk, we are trained on an area. So that is where we started. So we had this weekly event happening. That has not changed. So to date, we still have a number of activities and programs. But one of them, when you join as a member, we have a program called a Great Writer Program.
Okay.
Great Writer Program is a self-paced hybrid program that is delivered through e-learning platform and also physically.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you join, you get into this. It is a self-paced program, but it has 12 modules that introduces you generally to ideas around writing and to give you a 360 view of your writing and reading. So you do all the modules as a member of Writers Guild, and then once you finish them, then you become a certified member of Writers Guild. And then we also have periodic programs, let's say a short course. We normally do our programs at Strathmore University. That's where we are based. A place called IB's on 5th floor of Student Center.
All right.
So that's where we do most of our activities. And then we also have, nearly every week, we have either our own activity or a partner activity, which we normally do together, things like book launches, book readings, guest author events or activities. Yeah, so we have them, some of which we host at Alliance Fonse. So either at Alliance or at Strathmore or wherever. Yeah, but generally we keep the conversation going. But where we normally start is this self-paced program for our members.
Okay. Now, for a newbie, a person who's just a new author or wanting to write, or an old author, veteran, yeah, why should they belong to a community like Writers Guild?
Yeah. I could ask you the same question actually. Why is it that, let's say today, I can easily access materials on YouTube? For sure, I can teach myself whatever I want, on YouTube or whichever platforms. Why do we still go to school? You work in an educational institution. Why do you still encourage your students to come to school and learn from there?
Well, because they will have peers, people their age, they will meet, they will exchange ideas. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Oh yeah, could be.
Yeah.
And even if you look at it from another context, let's say if you're a Christian, you have your Bible, you can talk to your God directly.
Yeah.
In fact, whichever time you want. Why do you still belong to a community, a church community or whichever community, religious community? We look at writing as a journey of constant self-discovery.
Yeah.
And as human beings, and this is philosophically speaking, our superpower is in the other person. That we are social beings. That's why the worst kind of punishment that a human being can ever be given is solitary confinement. Like if I just put you in a room of 1 by 1, white walls, I leave you there for 3 days, the 4th day I come, you will be mad. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are created for the other person. We are created for the relationship and the associations between us. It is our nature. So we look at it also that way, that writing, at the core of it, are your own efforts. So it is you to wake up whatever time you want to wake up to write. It is you to engage with editors and every other person involved in the chain to help you refine your work.
Yeah.
But all that is punctuated by support and a community. We thrive better in communities. And that is a fact of life. That even children, when they grow up, you'll find that people who grew up in families where there were many children, they learned some skills in life that take them through life.
Yes.
So that is a fact of life. So we look at a writing community as something that is essential for every writer. And it should be a writing community that is where people don't just engage on writing or on books alone. We are human first before even we are writers.
That's true.
So you should be in a community where you are loved. At the end of the day, we need love. Some people try to deny that, but I call those fools.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we need love and we need to belong. So you need to be in a place where you are loved, you are appreciated, you get honest feedback, you get honest suggestions to help you be better in your work and as a person. Where you can plug in. Yeah? Like in this book fair, we have a partnership with Kenya Publishers Association where we have a stand, but we rent it out to our authors.
Yeah.
So if you are to come and take a stand as an author, it will be more expensive and it will require more logistics. But if we come together, it is easier.
Yeah.
You can share the logistics, so economies of scale. So we look at a writing community as essential for writers, for not only growth in their writing, but also growth as a person, to help you discover yourself more. Let me give you an example of Joe Hamisi, for instance, one of the authors in Kenya. Joe Hamisi for a long time is a non-fiction writer. He's written a number of books, The Wretched Africans, Looters and Grabbers, Politics of Betrayal. He's written non-fiction. But one time, he's one of our mentors at Writers Guild. So one time he came and introduced me to a platform and told me that he's been learning fiction, and then shared some of the materials that he got from that course or that program to us. And then from that, we organized an event and just said, why is it that some people say that I am a non-fiction writer, I'm a fiction writer?
Yeah.
So there are some materials here that Joe Hamisi shared, and we gave them to non-fiction writers. Then from there, some people discovered that they can actually do very good fiction.
Okay.
And some of the books that now have, some of the books that have been published from that are there at our stand. So to help you constantly rediscover yourself, to see the possibilities, the infinite possibilities that you have, you need to be in an environment, a consistent, honest, prudent environment where you can grow. And that is what we are presenting at Writers Guild. It is not just a club of writers. No, it's a place where you grow and you become better as a human being and as a writer.
Okay. Wow. There is the note of publishing, self-publishing, or publishing in a publishing house. What's your take? Depends
for sure. Could ask you the same question. If you are sick, do you want to be treated locally or abroad?
It depends.
For sure, it depends.
Yes, it depends on my pocket, the kind of disease I'm suffering from. Yeah.
So that is the same answer really for this question, because you realize that there are strengths on both sides, and then there are trade-offs on both sides. So it just look at it from your point of view. Let's take examples, yeah?
All right.
You know Kinyanjui Kombani, one of the authors published by different publishers, Longhorn, Oxford.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kinyanjui Kombani has a full-time job, and he loves writing, but he doesn't have the time to market his work. So what does he do? And I'm saying this because just recently gave us a workshop at Writers Guild and he shared this. So
okay,
I'm just parroting what he said.
Fair enough.
So for him, he prefers traditional publishing or conventional publishing because it helps him to focus on what he needs to focus on. So he just sets aside time to write, and then after that, the other processes are handled by other people. So that works for him. Yeah. But let's take another example, for instance. Let's take another example. Maybe you have created a brand of your own.
Yeah.
And you are able, maybe your circumstances allow you to market your book and to be in charge of the distribution and to be at the center of your book. In that case, then you could consider self-publishing. So as we look at it as Writers Guild, it is case by case. And that's why when authors come to Writers Guild, we don't say choose this or choose this until we look at your work.
Yes.
There are some work that are best done through conventional publishing. For instance, one of the guests you've had in this podcast is Vera. She has published her book Diary of the Miaha,
Yeah.
self-published
Yes.
through Writers Guild. But she's also contributed in writing books for the curriculum, new curriculum, and published with Longhorn Publishers. So it's case by case.
Okay.
She's published some readers with Queenex Publishers. So it's case by case.
Okay.
So just look at both, and then you see which one is best for you. But we recommend that as an author, you need to be aware of what you are getting into from both sides, so that you make a prudent, informed decision. You just don't make decision that, oh, Virginia self-published and she looks
okay.
she's glowing.
Yeah.
And she looks okay.
Then
She's
I'm
doing
going to
well.
self-publish as well.
Self-publish it is. No. That is not informed.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You've had 10 years in this area in Writers Guild. And over 10 years, so much has changed, especially in our writing, in technology, in AI, and has affected the way we probably, and now speaking from outside, has affected the way we think, critical analysis, because there's so much that's outside there that you don't have to think. You just say, oh, is the weather hot or not? You just Google it and it tells you. Has that affected the output of our writing?
For sure. Yeah. It has affected, or maybe, let me not use the word affected. Let me use the word it has impacted.
Okay.
Yeah? Negatively or positively. For sure, with the availability of information at your fingertips through AI or through these tools that we have today, and that is part of the program. In the program that we have, the Great Writer Program, we try to introduce you to all these things.
Okay.
I tell you, let's say the AI platforms that are that are meant to assist writers, until there are 1,000,001.
Okay.
1,000,001.
Yes,
it is
there are
like a
many of
sea.
them.
Yeah.
And they're easily accessible. Okay.
Easily accessible. So, yeah, in a way, it has affected how we think. Now, and I also see it a bit with my students. People are not a bit rigorous. People are not rigorous in thinking. People do not want to do the hard work.
Yeah.
So I ask you something and you take the shorter route for it. What does that do to our mind or our brain? I don't know whether this is proven scientifically, but there is some joy with exerting your brain. And I'll give an example here. If you look at someone who is an ardent reader, and I have one of such person in our village called Odote Taya. Taya is a Luo word meaning light.
All right.
So he was the light of the village.
Okay.
The guy has been reading. I tell you, he reads. When you go and you ask him, it is like just a prompt. You just tell him 1972. Then he tells you everything that happened, not just in 1972, but in that decade.
In that
Yes.
Okay.
He is a library,
And
a
in great
walking
detail.
library. Yeah. The guy is now, I think, in his 90s, but his memory is still very good. His eyes are good. I don't know whether there is a correlation, but his brain is sharp. So in my view, when we put out, just the same way, when you go to the gym and you carry those muscles, whatever, you grow muscles.
Yes, yes.
So also when we exert our brain, or when we try to use our brain, it serves us better. But that now we are losing it, because now we don't want to memorize things because we can get them easily. We don't want to take the long route, yeah? But also on another end, these new platforms that are coming have enabled us to maybe do more research better.
Okay.
So things that are repetitive, that you don't need to spend so much time doing, you can easily get. So hopefully, I would say that it depends on the use. It depends on the use.
Yeah.
But the greatest gift that all human beings have is the capacity to reason, or our mind.
Yes.
I doubt that we should always work to cultivate and to nurture it so that it can serve us better. So if I used an AI tool to write something, of course I could even use multiple, but if I was to put myself down, to go and get experiences, to sit down and dedicate time to write, the one that I would say has been written from these efforts, you will see a difference in it. You will see a difference in it.
Okay.
It is just like you preparing food at home. When you put love in it, imagine you've been treated well at home by your spouse and your children, and you say, Leo, I want to show you. I tell you, when you put love at what you're cooking, it will turn out so well that no amount of ordering food from these other platforms will replace that.
Help.
Yeah. So for me, it's the use and the love in which you put in it.
Yeah.
But I'm an advocate of try to use your mind better. We underrate our capacity to do all these things, but we can do a lot.
Yeah. Gabriel, you are a storyteller. I don't know if you've ever wanted to do much more with that talent you have. You can tell stories very well.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks for helping me discover that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I enjoy teaching. I love teaching. I enjoy teaching.
Yeah.
Because I don't look at it as just going to class and sharing facts that I've collected over time. No. I take it as a chance to bring something in a person, in this case my students, and to invoke something, to plant a seed that now you can grow on your own. So largely I do it through stories. Stories, examples, history. I love history. So for now I take that chance to tell stories. But also by God's grace, God has now blessed us with 2 children, so I've also started telling them stories. I hope I expand my storytelling platforms.
They'll take after you. Parting shot, This is the 25th edition of the Nairobi International Book Fair. And you have been at it for some time,
For 10 years.
For 10 years,
Yes.
Now, I know you've seen it grow by leaps and bounds. What have you seen changing, and what do you want to see in future?
Well, first, let me take you through a journey. Short journey, a brief journey.
All right.
When I got introduced to Kenya Publishers Association from Kenyatta University, and I immediately fell in love with the association. And the first book fair I attended, 2015, I volunteered to be helping in the registration desk.
All right.
And then sooner or later, I volunteered to be assisting with social media and many things in between. But I fell in love with it because I loved what they stood for. That we are all making efforts to grow this reading culture and writing culture. But how better if we do it together? So I loved that from the beginning. And I said that for as long as possible, I will be part of this. And I will try to contribute as much as possible. And that's why in 2017, I joined the organizing committee. So I've been part of the organizing committee. What I've seen change over time is the diversity of participation. I've seen more international firms opening up to the book fair. And I've, so every other time, so it has truly been international. Nairobi International Book Fair. So the international bit has truly been achieved, in my view, and of course being achieved. And also then just the diversity of also people participating. Earlier, it was majorly publishers, publishers taking part, and you'd come here and just find, I would say, not really just find, but largely you'd find school books. But with time, now we have platforms that are not necessarily in that field, but are supporting that field. So you see libraries coming to participate, you see printers coming, you see digital platforms, you see like Kitabu Cloud, you see digital platforms coming to take part, regulators like KICD. So that it has broadened it, and that it has made it first more exciting to take part in it, and then secondly more resourceful. Because you come here, you just don't buy books and go home, or you just don't talk to the publishers and ask them about the publishing process, but you also get a chance to talk to these other players. So that I've seen change, and that is impressive. What would I love to see in the future? First, I would love to see today, if we were able to get, let's say, the demographics of those who are taking part, you'd find that the children are here. Yeah, the school-going children mostly are here, and they take part very joyfully. They come in happy. Yeah, they walk in very happy. And then you'd also find senior people who have people who love reading to the core.
Yeah.
You'd find them here. But in the middle, I think there is some kind of disconnect here. I would love to see more young people here.
Okay.
Coming from universities, I would want to see universities taking part here, having discussions. You see those discussions that, let's say, people, the Ngugis, Professor Ngugis and Chinua Chebes used to have at Makerere and at Taifa Hall in University of Nairobi, that gave birth to some of the works that we celebrate today. I would love them here, that we can have resourceful writers or iconic writers, Nobel winners, coming to the book fair, having discussions, so that we can have a robust discussion at the book fair alongside the showcasing of the books and the works that people are doing. So I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And then I would also love to see more participation from young people, universities, technical colleges, post-secondary, because especially that point, in my view, in secondary school you are asked to read, you have no choice.
Yeah.
But I would want to see more people reading as a matter of love coming for the book fair. So in between children and older people, I want to see the gap bridged a bit.
You're right. There's a yawning gap there.
Yeah.
Because in school, children are exposed to literature. Then they have to wait maybe until they go to campus, and when they go to campus, it's not literature-based courses that they take. So that particular gap needs to be harnessed, because there probably is some information that has been given when the kids are in high school, and that can be tapped into, for them to grow that talent in writing and reading. So Gabriel, thank you very much for being with us and giving us your insights. They're so insightful. And we are so grateful that you could make time out of your busy schedule to come and just share your thoughts with us. And we hope that we can be able to view your books that you're going to write come next year in the book fair.
Yes. Thank you very much, Virginia, and thank you for the platform. It would be a disservice for me to come out here without taking a moment to encourage you for the good work that you are doing. We need more of this. We need more conversations around books. We need more conversations around writing. We need more conversations about reading. As we know, lifelong learning is part of SDG 4, under quality education.
Yes.
And we need to embrace this culture where people can think for themselves. And it starts from conversations. I saw when Writers Guild was starting, we were just reflecting 10 years, we're just looking at the journey that has been. And we say that when we were beginning, there were fewer events, fewer activities, fewer platforms for writers. But with time, that has changed. So we need more of this.
Okay.
So please, if you had planned to do episodes every month, please, Writers Guild, and I'm speaking on behalf of 3,000 members, we are requesting that you do it every week, because we need more of this.
Thank you, Gabriel. And how can one get into to Writers Guild?
Yes, Writers Guild, we are very happy to have you first. You should be impressed to hear that.
Yes.
To join us, just go to our website. If you Google or you check through whichever platform, Writers Guild Kenya, you will get to our website, www.writersguild.co.ke, and then you will see a blinking button. Join us. That is an invitation. Join us. When you fill the form, we will be in touch and we will join us. But also, we have a number of events and activities. Even before you make the decision to join us, come and sample what we do and how we do it, and see if you truly belong. So all these activities we've talked about, please pass by and see if you'd want to be part of us. But we are happy to have you.
All right. Thank you, Gabriel. There's so much you have mentioned, and we are going to join Writers Guild.
Oh, perfect.
We can't wait to be a part of a community. So viewers and listeners, Gabriel Dinda, the author of Questions of My Youth and others that are not here with us today, and also others that are coming up, and we hope that you are going to see them come in the next Nairobi International Book Fair. Thank you so much for listening in, and thank you, Gabriel, for making time to be here. We really appreciate, and all the very best in your future endeavors.